The Forbidden by Leon Kirshner, performed there by our guest today on Fine Arts Forum, piano virtuoso Joel Fan. Wonderful stuff, Joel. Terrific, and I'm glad we can include that entire piece on our show today. And speaking of pieces, I wanted to have you share with the audience some of your very broad and diverse repertoire of what you have done and what you are doing and why, and a little bit of that, both your solo work and your work with others.
Well, I have been touring with a program that I call Wagner Reimagined. And the idea behind this program is if you can imagine the music of Richard Wagner but performed on a solo piano. And so that's the focus of this program. And what I do is I juxtapose Wagner's music, very rarely heard on piano, with Brahms' Opus 118, Chopin Polonaise Fantasy, and the Liszt Mephisto Waltz. And so it really, in one program, you get this kaleidoscopic view of four great romantic composers. And that's really been a theme of my solo recitals is an eclectic and diverse adventureness. Is that a word, adventureness?
Adventurousness.
Adventurousness. Yeah.
Although I like yours better. I
like
think,
it
so.
And so I, like to really challenge and engage and hopefully enlighten audiences with interesting repertoire. So Wagner Reimagined is one. We've talked obviously about Kirshner and contemporary music. I actually have a program that I call American Kaleidoscope, and this deals with the school of American composition that came simultaneous with Kirshner. So we have Kirshner, we have Carter. I throw in some Bernstein in there, and then I throw in a piece by William Bolcom called 9 New Bagatelles that I've also recorded on and then other influences. The works that appeal to me, but written by amazing American composers, and so that's another one of my interesting programs.
Yeah, I think also the diversity and the reach that you have in your solo work really comes through on two of your recordings. Both the West of the Sun and the World Keys CDs have a great international compositional coverage and different textures.
Oh, yes.
And I really recommend them to the audience. That's, again, the West of the Sun and also the earlier World Keys album by Joel Fan. And also we wanted to talk about non-solo gigs and other things that you've been involved with. And I don't want you to forget talking about the Silk Road Ensemble as well.
Yes, well, I was going to just jump in right there and say that really the inspiration for the World Keys album, and also partially West of the Sun, it was my work with Silk Road, and of course legendary cellist Yo-Yo Ma and that amazing worldview that he has and brings to his own music making, and having the experience of being in contact with master musicians from different cultures, really helped me think through what might be interesting on the solo piano. And let me bring back the influence of Leon Fleischer. Leon Fleischer always said that the piano, can be an entire orchestra because it can literally emulate any of those instruments, whether it's brass, percussion, strings, or woodwinds. And I decided, in my World Keys album to take that analogy further. What if I took some of these amazing sounds that I'd heard, in this incredible ensemble, and try to convert those on a solo piano. And so that led to some of the wonderful tracks on my World Keys album, like the Dia Sukari piece, La Nuit de Destin, which is inspired by sounds from Syria, as well as Qigang Chen's piece, also on the World Keys album.
How many concerts did you perform with Silk Road?
A lot of concerts. It was really I don't even know how many, but it was really, really incredible and incredibly moving to kind of watch how the whole process developed. and it's one of those magical times.
Oh, and I can't agree with you more. I've had two experiences: Ozawa Hall two summers ago, and McCarter Theater at Princeton in the fall of that year, and they are still the most memorable concerts I've been to in the recent past.
Yeah, completely awesome. Yeah, and so it's a wonderful bridge, making the world a smaller place, and also making the world of music a bigger place. And so I think that's a definite influence that I have. In my second solo album, which is called West of the Sun, I decided to narrow the world a little bit, to the Western Hemisphere, and you go from United States, to South America. So there I cover not only masterpieces like the Barber Sonata and Ginastera sonatas, but also works by Piazzolla and Villa-Lobos, Nazareth, and many other deserving and intriguing composers.
Indeed. Both of these albums are on the Reference Recordings label. They are available. I encourage you to experience them, and we're going to experience another taste of them right now. And from the West of the Sun album by Joel Fan, here's the final movement of the Piano Sonata Opus 26 by Samuel Barber.